Bruh. So it's a normal day in nursing. I'm looking after the elderly. Half of them have dementia. One shouting fee fi fo fum. One's telling me they know my type and I'm trying to steal her purse. One's telling me that she thinks I'm disgusting. It's just a typical day of nursing. Like, it was calm. Like, it's just a normal day. So it's my first day looking after these ladies. And I come in and I'm introducing myself, all sorts, blah, blah, blah. Maybe an hour later, one of the patients says to me, "Oh, do you know that man?" Bearing in mind, I'm looking after an all-female bay. And I'm like, "What man?" And she's like, "Oh, the man, because every time you come in, he just walks out." And I'm like, "Huh?" And she's like, "Yeah, because it's good. You need to stay in here so he doesn't stay." And I'm like, "What is he doing?" She's like, "He's eating that lady's leg." And I'm like, sometimes with dementia patients, sometimes you just have to prove to them that what they're saying isn't real. Just sometimes, just to stop their being so obsessed about it. It only lasts 30 seconds because they're gonna forget. But still, you do that. So I go up to the lady's leg and I'm like, "Oh, there's no one here. There's no man here." She's like, "Lift up the covers." I lift up the covers. This woman's leg, by the way, is necrotic, meaning it's dead, like it's black. They're gonna amputate it very soon. And she's like, "Yeah, he keeps eating her leg." And I'm like, "So what?" And she's like, "Yeah, but I'm asking if you know him because every time you come in, he leaves." Help! That question caught me off guard because I'm like, which man? What? I'm scared.
I think if she's working with people who are mentally ill, then it's normal.
I've heard of some scary stories from hospitals as well, you know. Someone I know was in hospital and he told me that this guy's wife used to come and visit him all the time. I don't know what was wrong with him. He was like really sick, but she stopped coming to visit. And one day he told me that he could hear the guy talking as if his wife was there. But when the guy that I know pulled the curtain back, she wasn't there and he was still talking to her. And he said to him, he goes to him, "Yo, bro, who are you talking to?" He was like, "My wife." And he was like, she's standing right there, having a full-blown conversation. Obviously, my friend is in this ward of him in the dark, sitting there like, what the fuck is going on? And the next day, or like the next week or something, he found out that the wife had just passed away. And I was like, that would have spooked me out. That would have freaked me out.
I think when you place in that situation, it is freaky, but from the offset, you could think that they're just sort of, it's all replaying in their head. Like it's more of a mental thing because of, I don't know, the traumatic experience or the mental health issues that they're experiencing.
Yeah, I've heard of a lot of horror stories from hospitals, but obviously
haven't.
You haven't.
Well, I don't really want to because that's the sort of stuff that scares me. No horror movie will scare me, but that stuff will scare me.
You don't believe in ghosts or anything?
No, but it's more so real life experiences that scare me. Like in a horror movie when they're like, I don't know, being haunted and it's all acting, I know that it's all fake and you don't really see or experience that stuff in real life. Personally, I haven't. However, when it's like, I will say it, I think I've said it to you before, there's only one film that actually scared me and I think it was called The Visit, and it was these grandparents that went to go and stay with their kids or something, and these nan and granddad was really like just psycho, mentally ill, and the stuff they was doing was a lot more scary because it's more, it can happen because people can get a mental health issue and
yeah, they can have a psychological break.
Yes.
Yeah, just slightly off topic because we're talking about horror stuff. I watched this horror film the other day. I don't know what it was called.
Is it the one you watched in the cinema?
Not The Nun. The Nun is also shit. The Nun Part 2, garbage. But I watched another one the other day where this boy lived in this house with these two parents and they were both really, really weird. But it was so obvious that because they were being so weird, it was like, okay, something else is going to happen here. They had trapped his sister in the wall. So she'd been in the walls since he had been born, right? She was much older. And I was like, this is so predictable. And it was predictable. It was a crap film. But she came out of the walls. Now, explain this to me. They put her in the walls, away from sunlight, malnourished. She's climbing walls. She's like flinging people across the room. Where did she get the super strength from? I don't know what's going on with horror films. There was another part in it where the teacher's trying to save the little boy from his older sister because she's basically turned into a monster, and the door just swings shut on its own. I'm like, so she got psychic powers too. It's like the people that are making these horror films have just, their brain cells have gone out the window. I'm holding hope for The Exorcist. Will you come and watch that with me?
Yeah.
Exorcist Believer. That actually looks really good.
You know what was scary? The Human Centipede.
Yeah, that
But
was disturbing.
Human Centipede number 2, I had to turn it off. I couldn't watch it all the way through.
Disgusting.
It was so bad. I was traumatized. I was crying my eyes out. I was like, Mum, I can't watch it. She's like, why are you forcing yourself to watch it? She actually got annoyed at me. She's like, why are you forcing yourself to watch this? And I was just like, when something's so bad but you can't look away.
Yeah, that film.
Them ones.
That film is so disgusting. It's in black and white.
The second one, yeah.
Yeah, they had to put it in black and white. It's so
The first
disgusting.
one is so deranged.
Yeah, did you get to the part where the woman, I think she gave birth,
Yeah.
and then she hit the pedal and crushed the baby? I was like, who thought of this?
That's what I'm saying. The people who write the scripts of really, really fucked up films, does no one question their level of sanity and their minds to even think of such a crazy situation?
They definitely question their sanity. There's a film called A Serbian Film. I don't recommend any of you watch it, although I know I've just doomed half of you to hell for saying it. Don't ever watch this film. Whoever came up with this film, and I think the guy that did come up with it, they actually investigated him. It is horrific. It's so bad. Just to give you like a brief rundown of what the film is. It's about a corn actor I think he's in Serbia, or they're recruiting him to go to Serbia, and he gets recruited basically by another director to come and do some really strange corn films. I've never seen anything like this in my life. There's a scene, spoiler alert, although you shouldn't be watching this film anyway. There's a scene where he's got a gigantic dick, and it all looks real, and he kills the guy with his penis. He grabs the guy's head and shoves it into his eye, and it pierces his eye, and he just keeps shoving it in. I was watching it, and I was like, oh my God. There's a part in it where they give him bull Viagra, right? So he can't control himself. He needs to have sex with someone.
Yeah.
They have this girl chained up on the bed. He starts viciously having sex with her and then chopping the head off at the same time. And I was sitting there. I wanted to sink into the chair. And you know what my friend did? I won't say who it is. He starts rewinding it. I'm like, bro.
Why did he rewind it?
He was torturing us. There's so many. There's a scene where a grown man is having sex with a child, an actual child, an infant, a newborn.
And they show that.
The umbilical cord's still in.
How do they show that though in the film? How does that even get acted out?
The cinematography in this film and the way it's all set up, it looks so real down to the last scene, and it's got one of the most depressing and disgusting endings.
Was it in English?
No, it was in Serbian or whatever language they're speaking. It is, honestly, it's a horrific film. You can't buy it anywhere. It is banned in most places. We only watched it because this was back in the day when the internet was really the wild, wild west. If you look hard enough, you'll find it. But that film I've never seen anything like it. Obviously, I've seen snuff films, actual snuff films.
I don't know what that means.
They're actually killing people on camera. Actual, snuff films are actually people being murdered on camera.
How is that allowed?
It's not allowed. They're snuff films. They're on the internet, though.
I've seen videos like that.
Yeah. They're probably part of a snuff film, or that's how snuff films are constructed.
I saw the worst video when I was in sixth form,
I know which one you're going to say.
What?
Oh, we won't say his name out of respect, but I know which one you're talking about.
No, it wasn't. I wouldn't know the guy's name, but it was what was happening in the video.
What was it?
On the neck.
Yeah, I know which video you're talking about.
And he was buried, and they was doing that.
Yeah. That kept me up at night.
Yeah.
That kept me up.
Yeah.
I remember
Why do we sit and watch it though?
It's one of those things where you're a kid, you can't look away. Do you know what this guy called Hassan?
Oh my God.
Do you know what he did to me? I was walking to a history lesson. He goes, Mike, come here. I was like, what? He just shoved his phone in my face. One of them
That's
shitty
what
Nokias.
it was. It was someone else's phone.
Yeah, on those crappy Nokia phones, the ones that were like bricks that would never break. He just shoves it in my face, and this guy's just obviously making all the noises that you don't want to hear from somebody that's about to lose their life. And I couldn't look away. I was looking, and I was like, and then it finished. He took his phone and walked off. I was stood there, and I wanted to go home. All the other girls that were standing next to me that saw it threw up. They threw up next to me.
Yeah, that's if you're not good with blood and gore and stuff, it is really traumatic to watch. And I have seen a lot of messed up films, and I think the most messed up ones though are the foreign films that are not in English. They're another level. And yeah, some films I've seen are quite actually traumatic.
There's a Japanese film like that. I can't remember what its name is, but it's horrifying. It's not a horror like with demons or whatever. It's people, but they're doing like really disgusting things, and they something happens to this woman. I won't go into too much detail because it's sickening. But I remember by the end of it, I sat there and I was like, who thought of this and who greenlit this? Who allowed this to come out on TV? It's one of those films where you watch it and you're like, you start questioning life. Like, are people really that sick in the head?
But people are though. Even the Hostel movies.
Yeah. Well, the first two. The third one's a bit stupid.
But still, the whole concept.
That one's scary because it feels so real.
Even Taken is scary. That film scares me.
Yeah, I think Hostel scared me because it was like, right, they've got that much money that they're just buying people to off them. But then I was like, that doesn't sound that unbelievable, actually.
Like when I was younger, I used to watch a lot of them messed up videos. Like, you know, you've obviously seen Two Girls, One Cup. There's like loads of just deranged videos like that. And me and my friends used to sit there and watch all the videos and record our reactions. And I'm so gutted because I can't find the footage anywhere. But you watch us and our reactions all like screaming and moving away at the same time is so funny.
Yeah.
I would love to post it on YouTube. It's really entertaining to watch. And it's like my friend's literally just sitting here just side-eyeing it because she wants to look away, but she can't look away. And then one of my other friends has knocked at the door and she's there just staring. She's like, she can't look away. She's like, she's going to have to wait right now.
Yeah.
But it was so traumatic.
There's code words that you can put into YouTube.
Yeah, you've told
find
me.
some really fucked up shit. I know what they are. I'm obviously not going to. I mean, it's not hard to find. You can find
Do you
them.
remember that one time you got all them videos? It was like, let's react these, and it was like a dancing chicken.
Yeah, like
raw
some of them,
chicken.
they've got like really weird subliminal messages in them.
Yeah.
Look at this spider.
I know. It's
Captured
been
that
active
fly
the whole time.
Yo, we're watching a
that
spider.
spider's eating well tonight.
We need to kill that. You can't just leave it there.
Why not? It's going to get all these flies in here. It's not hurting you. It's over there minding its business.
Let it get all the flies and then we'll kill it. It's a useful idiot.
Look, I'm scared of spiders.
Yeah.
But.
You know, my cousin, right? I went to a barbecue the other day. I looked down. She's got this massive bandage all over her leg.
Oh, no.
So I was like, Andrew, what did you do to your leg? She was like, so there was a spider outside my house. I was like, so it wasn't even in your house. She was like, I was crawling up to my window. So I got my slipper and I tried to hit it and it jumped at me and I fell off and actually like bruises everywhere. I was like, this is what I don't get about people that are scared of spiders, because I'm scared of spiders. So I've worked out a technique to
get the Hoover.
You get the Hoover or you get a broom with very sharp bristles and you crush that motherfucker into the corner. And the spiders are not stupid. They'll slip into the bristles. But you leave it there long enough. You got to have some arm strength for this because you got to have the endurance to stay there. No, then you take the broom from where the spider's stuck, you just dash it in the garden. And then let the spider run off. Or if you don't want to, whack the broom on the floor and step on them.
See, my dad always tries to get the spider and put it outside, but then every time he grabs the spider, he loses it. So now I don't ask my dad to get the spiders no more because the spider just lost in my room. But I don't know, since I became a woman of God, I don't like killing spiders no more.
I'll do it if you don't worry.
No, and I'm not going to let you
I'm
kill it.
not asking you for permission. When you go in, I will kill that thing. Not today, but I will kill it. Its days are numbered. You didn't protect these ones up here. You watched me whack all of them.
Did you give me a choice? No, you didn't.
I'm giving you no choice.
I'm pretty sure I said no, and you said I'm doing it, or it's fine, or whatever you said. Anyway.
All right, here's scary nursing story number 6. I want to put in a trigger warning for all of my stories. They are darker, involve death, but this one involves postpartum psychosis and depression. And if that's triggering for you, then this is a good video to skip. This person says, hey Becca, I'm loving your stories. I wanted to add that you said nursing homes and pediatrics have the best scary stories, but I'm a psychiatric nurse and I will call your bluff because on the psych ward, we know scary. We had a very sweet woman admit herself for postpartum depression and psychosis. She was not our typical patient we see on our floor, and she really did stick out from the other patients. You would never know when you saw her and spoke to her what kind of intrusive thoughts she was dealing with. It breaks my heart, and because of her, I have become a lot more keen to the needs of postpartum mothers. Anyway, I won't get into detail, but this patient had thoughts of harming herself. One day she woke up with scratches all over her body. When I did her assessment, I asked her what happened. She was just as shocked as I was, and she said she had a dream that a woman was attacking her. She thought maybe she was scratching herself in her sleep. I felt that this was very unlikely to have this many scratches and wounds without waking herself up. I notified her doctor and therapist, and I paid special attention to her that day. She acted completely normal. I arrive at 6:30 a.m. the next day, and I have her as my patient again. We usually try to have the same patients because we feel it helps them be comfortable when their care is consistent. Again, I find her with new scratches now extending to her throat and face. They didn't look like she had been itchy kind of scratches. These were longer, more intentional looking scratches. The patient is visibly upset, and she said she had the same dream with the same woman attacking her. I check her fingernails and they're short. There's no nail at all. There's no way she could have been scratching herself like this. I consult with her doctor, and we ask if she would be comfortable having an aide sit in her room overnight to monitor while she slept. The patient agreed. I was off for the next couple days. When I return to work, I see the patient has moved rooms. I call the aide who sat in her room to ask what happened. The aide said that she was embarrassed to admit this, but that night she had been really freaked out. The patient had not been scratching herself in her sleep, but in the middle of the night, she said the room got freezing cold and the aide felt like it was hard to breathe, like the air was more humid. She watched as the patient started writhing in pain and go into what she could only describe as a tonic-clonic seizure. Oh my gosh. Okay, the patient started writhing in pain and went into what she could only describe as a tonic-clonic seizure. The aide contacted the nurse and insisted the patient move rooms. Once the patient moved rooms, there were no more issues. Oh, yikes. That was a good one. Scary.
Yeah, that is fucked up.
She had Freddy Krueger on her case.
Oh my God. I don't know how you lock your phone.
Well, if that is to be believed, then I don't really know what explanation you can come up with. If someone's watching her, she's got no fingernails, and she's getting massive scratch marks or claw marks on her, and then it stops as soon as they leave the room.
They should put someone else in there and see if the same thing happens to them.
Who's going to volunteer for that? You're gonna put a person that's already down in their luck with their mental health and throw them in there. Let's see if it happens to them. The nurses ain't gonna go in there because they already know what the deal is. You just gotta vacate that room. It belongs to the ghosties now.
That is so scary.
Yeah, that is crazy.
I ain't sleeping tonight.
You say that every time.
Damn it, I'm gonna go put Family Guy on. Or Big Bang Theory.
Yeah,
I love Big Bang Theory.
I've got to edit this video. I've got to watch it back on my own at 2 a.m.
Put anime on in the background.
No, I can't do that. I've got to focus on anime. Speaking of anime, actually, I want to quickly mention this before we close up the video, because a lot of people messaged me about this. So before I say what I'm going to say, I want everyone to know that I'm not singling out anybody. Okay, I'm not attacking anybody, but I thought I might as well reference this now because I don't want to make a full video about it. So a lot of people have messaged me asking me about the new live action One Piece on Netflix, right? So for those of you that don't know, One Piece came out in 1998, just after Dragon Ball GT ended, and it's basically the most popular anime, I think of all time now. It's even more, I think it's done better numbers than Dragon Ball. I don't know if it's beaten it in merchandise, but currently it's the most popular anime. It's the highest selling manga of all time. It's even beaten Harry Potter in terms of sales. And they've put it on Netflix now with real people, and anime fans don't tend to like that very much. I think One Piece is shot to #1, so it beat Stranger Things and Wednesday. And everyone's been asking for my opinion on it, because I don't tend to like live action anime very much either. It's very hard to do anime properly in live action. It's very few times they've done it right. Rurouni Kenshin comes to mind. The movies are on Netflix. They're really good. Do I like the One Piece live action? Did it capture the essence of One Piece? Is the cast good? The answer is yes. And I am highly critical of live action anime. They absolutely smashed it. So much so that people that don't like watching anime, people that are not interested in watching anime, people that are not even interested in fantasy stuff, like our good friend Sabi here, everyone that I've spoken to has really enjoyed it.
I guarantee I still wouldn't like it.
even my mum has enjoyed it. My mum came up to me. It was the most surreal moment of my life. Like, this is one of the most surreal things. She obviously doesn't pay attention because I've been saying to her, I've been watching One Piece for years. I've been collecting One Piece figurines. I've got One Piece cards, One Piece video games, One Piece clothing. Didn't clock at all that the live action show she was watching was One Piece. So she comes up to me and she's like, Mike, there's this amazing show on Netflix and there's this boy in it called Luffy and he can stretch. And I'm looking at her, I'm like, are you for real? 1998, One Piece came out when I was 6 or 7 years old. And I've been going on about this anime for eons. She had no idea. She's sitting there telling me how much she loves Zoro and Sanji and Nami, which was surreal. Now I'm happy that my mum enjoys it, and I'm happy that millions of people are being exposed to One Piece because my sister-in-law has now started the anime because of the show. So for all of you that were asking, yes, One Piece live action is really, really good. They captured the essence of the show, which is incredibly difficult to do, especially for One Piece. And for those of you that haven't watched it, and you're shitting on it, you can't do that. You need to watch something first before you talk shit about it. I know historically live action anime has sucked. This isn't one of them. Anyway, that's all I wanted to say. We're going to get you on One Piece.
Absolutely not.
Will you come with me to One Piece World or One Piece Park in Japan?
Absolutely not.
What about Dragon Ball?
Absolutely not.
Is there any anime I can get you to? Pokemon?
Absolutely not.
You're going to come Comic-Con with me?
Yeah.
So I'll get you. No, you'll be right in the middle of it. Your girl goes dressed as Yennefer, though. You already look like her. It's not that hard.
You have to organise my outfit.
Yeah, we'll pick out.
I don't like dressing up. I can't do it. I'm sorry, I can't. I don't like it. I really don't like it at all.
Why are you panicking?
You will never catch any, like, me dressing up for Halloween or anything like that. It's just not me.
It's basically what you're wearing now, but black. It's not that hard.
If she didn't have the scarf on, I'll rock with it.
She takes it off in the game. You don't have to wear the scarf.
And I'm not feeling them gloves either.
You ain't got to wear the gloves.
I'll just wear like the gloves, and you know my Instagram picture.
Yeah, that Instagram picture.
I ain't got a body like that though. It's not gonna look right.
For God's sake, you know that Instagram picture you've got where you're crouched down like Spider-Man. Just wear that costume.
Oh yeah, no one's gonna know it's to be like her. It's not a costume. Thank you very much. That was an outfit.
You look like you were gonna rob a bank with Black Cat.
There it goes.
Anyway, guys, let us know what you think of One Piece. Let us know what you think of the scary stories in the nursing ward. And let us know if you want to see Sabi as Yennefer.
Let us know if you kill spiders.
Everyone kills spiders.
Murderers.
I'm going to kill that one now.